Hello, so this is going to be a lesson on an RL Burnside song called Poor Black Mattie. You can find the original video where he plays this. It's got about 1 million views, so it's actually surprisingly popular for a blues song, which is good to see. So anyways, the tuning for this song is D, G, D, F sharp, A, D. So Spanish tuning, or also called open G tuning. Okay, so there will be a few different parts to this lesson. First I'll teach you the main riff, and then I'll go through 2 variations he plays, and that will be the whole lesson. So what I'll do first, before going through the main riff, is I'll just play it a few times through for you, and then get into the lesson. Alright, so the way that I'll break this down is I'll break it up into a move that he does on the treble side, and then what he does on the bass line side, and then go back to one extra thing that he does on the treble side. So it'll be roughly 3 sections: treble, bass, and back to treble. So to start off on the treble, what he does to start it off is he slides in on a bar across the top 2 strings from the 1st fret of the 2nd string up to the 3rd fret. So like that. And then he plucks the top 2 strings. So it's a slide on the B string, and then while you're sliding into the B string, have it as a bar. Even though you're not going to be playing that top string right off the bat, what he does to enter in is hit this bar. So if you're already in the bar as you slide up, that'll make it nice and smooth. And then when you pluck the bar, just come up with your pointer finger like that. So that part is the Now next, I'm going to focus on the right hand, because to really get this song, it's a lot of work with the pointer finger on the right hand. So we've done this. Now the next thing that there is to do is to do this little pointer finger rake down and come back up. So down and back up. So down and back up. Now, when you're trying to get this done, I'd recommend a couple different things. First, instead of having your guitar perfectly upright, I'd recommend to have it tilted a bit like this. For some reason, I think that it sort of helps, because what you'll be doing to start off is doing a downstroke with the nail of your pointer finger, like this. Where you can sort of let the strings ring out, but you can add a little bit of palm mute in there. Don't try and do it very hard, like don't get too aggressive with it. Just go easy. Don't start with the palm mute actually, that might be a better idea, so that you have an idea of if you're hitting the treble strings nicely. So you'll just kind of like go through the top strings, just quite fast. And then once you get comfortable with it, just throw in a bit of palm mute. And then after that, so that's the downstroke, and then you will be coming back up with the pointer finger. So that it sort of happens as a pair. So then, when you add it in, that's the first treble part that we were going through. Now is the downstroke and the upstroke. And for now, when you come back up, just hit the open strings. And for the rest of the song, you'll kind of be having that rhythm with your pointer finger. Where you'll be coming down and back up. So it's a good idea now to get used to that sort of rhythm. Now that covers the first section. Let's move down to the bass side. So we've got, just to recap this, sliding in with the bar, and then down with the nail, and with the guitar tilted a bit forward, and then coming back up on the open strings. And that's going to lead into this. So as you heard there, the bass line is really on the 5th string open, and what he does is he just plucks with his thumb. And as you heard there, he frets the 3rd fret of that 5th string. There's a little bend up, so just bend it a bit down. And when you kind of, not necessarily a full half step or a full whole step, but just a little bit to insinuate a bend. And after you've kind of done enough to insinuate a bend, just pull off into the open string. And then after you pull off, you pluck it again. So it's... So... like that. Now we can try lining it up. So... as you heard there, there's a bit of a matching up of the treble and bass sides that can be a little daunting. So I'll show you guys in slow motion. We learned that, and now it's pluck the 5th string open. And in between that note and the pull off and pluck that we talked about, there is going to be another treble side sweep up, nail side nail down, and back up. So again, and then up, down, up. But of course it'll be a bit palm muted, and then you do the pull off and pluck. So. Okay, so if you've got that, then I'm just going to finish it up because you do another one of those up, down, ups. So there's actually 2 that are getting added in while we add in the bass line side. So. Now, the one that I added in there is as you release the pull off, so we've already done where there's an up, down, up between this and the pull off. So, now add in one more, but you do the up, down, up as you release the pull off. So, little insinuation of a bend, pull off, and as you release that pull off, come up, and then finish it with the pluck. So far it's... And so it's actually almost done, believe it or not. So the only thing to add in is you might remember what I said earlier about this treble side was it'll be like this, where it finishes into the open strings. Well, that's not entirely true. When you come back up here, it isn't the open strings, but you'll actually be, it's almost all open strings on the treble side, but you'll be fretting the first fret of the second string, and then leaving the top string and the third string open. So you get this chord. So actually it's this. So if you add in that detail to everything that there is now, it's so okay, there's one last step now, because throughout this you'll notice that I'm holding that first fret of the second string down while there's all this bass line pull-off stuff happening. But then at the very end you do actually release it, so then you get to all the top treble strings being open. When you release it, the timing of when you release it is actually a little after you do the pull-off. On the last up. So we've got that. And if you remember, I'm now going to play the up, down, up that's between this and the pull-off. So throughout that one, it's still pressed down. Now there's the pull-off, and if you remember, as we release the pull-off, then these top strings get up, down, up. So on that last up, release the note. So it's like that. So that's actually the main thing, that's everything actually. The only thing that I'll add in as a detail is the next time that you begin the second cycle, the third cycle of this, fourth, fifth, etc., as you do the slide-in, when you arrive into that third fret, you can pluck the A string open. So I'm starting a new cycle. So then there's that bass note that gets added in just to kind of beef it up. So that's the main riff, and I think just to get it nice, don't pluck it too hard. There's no need to really pluck it that hard with your right hand and stuff like that. I found like if you can just get your hand loose, and just your right hand especially just loose, then it kind of ends up coming out. So now I'll get into the couple of variations that he plays, and the first one is this. So this is actually easier than the main riff in my opinion, and the treble side starts out like the actual main riff, where he goes like this. But now, while you've got this bar set, add in the pinky fretting the 5th fret of the top string So keep this bar down because you'll be needing this second string. So when you pluck that when you fret that 5th fret of the top string, you end up getting a power chord. And after you got that down, come down to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, pull off into the open, and then pluck the G string open. And all the while you'll be just plucking the bass line note, the 5th fret, 5th string open, on every off beat, so every 2nd and 4th beat. Now the next variation is something like this. And you can also kind of mix and match them after, like. That's actually what he does. But anyway, so this variation is like the first variation. So you've got this, but then you come down to the 3rd string open and fret the 3rd fret and just give it a little bend and then pluck it open. Again, you just pluck the 5th string open on the off beats. So yeah, that's really most of the song. And then he does something else while he sings, but that's really just the main riff, but taking out some of the treble notes. Yeah, so if you've got any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching.